Hello. Okay, today I'm going to be reviewing a product I bought quite a long time ago, but I haven't had the chance to review yet. I've always had something else that I've had to do, or something else in the pipeline. So this is, I bought it myself. It wasn't sent to me. I bought it myself. I wondered whether it would be useful. It is by Resin. Now I've liked Resin products in the past, so yes, I'm hoping this is going to be good as well. It's a heating mat, and it's supposed to cure resin faster. Now normally I leave my products to cure overnight, and yeah, so I'm hoping. I've got a lovely kiddie mould. This is supposed to be like a teeny tiny shelf. This is like the little shelf that fits on here. This is the bracket. I'm not quite sure exactly how it works, but I think this and this go together and sort of form a little shelf here. I saw it and thought it was adorable, and I love kiddies, and I just thought it was sweet. So that's the plan. I'm going to try it on this, and I want to do 2 layers. Because you see these little, now normally, this is the opposite way around. Normally these would be indented, and then I could put like powder in them and things like that, and then pour the resin over. Well, these are the opposite way around. These are sort of protruding out. And so if I sort of paint over them with powder, they're sort of it's going to be very fiddly to get. So I thought, and I don't know if it's going to work, if I pour a very, very thin layer of resin first, and up to, I've got to be really careful, up to the layer of this, let that semi-cure, then put the powder on these then, and then pour a layer on, let that cure, then pour a layer on top. Should that not give me the same effect? Do you think that's going to work? I'm hoping. Do you think? So I thought, why not let, oh, is that even English? Why not? I don't know, that's not English. Let's use some chameleon powders, because I love those, and we'll do a gradient of different colours going down. I love these. These were sent to me by Resin a long time ago, so I must say about that. But I love these. They're fantastic. I love them. And I do have some of the epoxy resin that Resin sent to me a while ago, so we'll use that. Why not use all Resin products together? Why not? And let's see if this works. So if this does work, I should be able to put this on. Let's have a look at the instructions inside. Let's have a look. But I should be able to do the 2 layers in faster concession to each other. Let's put a little bit of tape down here. So that should mean my project will take half the time, which would be great, wouldn't it? It says, fast curing, lightweight and easy to carry, safe and durable. Resin heating mat, fast curing machine with silicone mat, lightweight, quick resin dryer. So in the box we have, okay, so looks like we have 2 layers. Let's have a look. Plug in and turn on the power. Adjust to the highest temperature by turning it right to the end. After heating, pull out the power plug and let it cool for 30 minutes. Notice, try to place the mould in the centre of the heating pad. The temperature is uniform there and the curing effect will be better. Okay. This kit is not suitable for curing resin pieces with more than 2 centimetre thickness. Well, that's okay, because our mould is quite thin anyway. So if you've got a deep mould, it's not going to. I suppose it's because the heat won't dissipate through the whole mould, and you'll end up curing the bottom and not the top. So that's good to know. The overheating of resin may cause safety hazards. It may also cause the resin to flash cure. So as we know, deep resin gets hot, really hot. So we'll have to try to avoid excessive working. This may cause damage to the heating pad. It is recommended that continuous working time is within 5 hours. Okay, so we're not to use it for more than 5 hours. Do not bend, pierce or cut the heating pad. Please do not soak the heating pad in water. It may cause electric leakage. Okay, I do like Let's Resin. They're very good with their leaflets. I did notice that before. Let's get this out the box. So this silicone mat goes over the top of that. I presume that is so that no resin gets on this itself. We have a UK plug and we have a little dial. Okay, so let's get rid of the box. Put you down there. So this is the pad itself. Okay. So I've never had this out before. Okay. I'm going to turn it around that way because my socket is this way. It says 20 watts and tells me the size. So I'll put that. So what's the little dial like? Oh, I see. On and off. And then we've just got a dial. So it says turn it all the way around, basically. And we're going to keep the box because this is not to be bent. This obviously has the heating elements in there. And then this is the silicone mat protect. Oh, sorry, I know that's really crazy noise on the camera. So this is the silicone mat to go over the top to protect so that we don't get any resin on that. Okay, so it says put it in the middle. I'm going to put it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some greaseproof paper or something over the top and then I'm going to pull it out. And that will protect this. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to... Let's have a look at the instructions a bit more. The surface temperature of the heating pad, room temperature and adjustable temperature from 32 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The higher the temperature, the shorter the curing time. Room temperature is 77 degrees Fahrenheit. The highest surface temperature of the heating pad can reach 140 degrees Fahrenheit. At the highest temperature, there is some data for your reference. With a thickness of 3 to 8 millimeters, heating for up to 3 hours and cooling for 30 minutes. The hardness of the resin, I don't know what 78A and above is. With a thickness of 8 to 20 millimeters, which is probably heating for up to 3.5 hours, cooling for 30 minutes. Well, what I'm going to do, this is a test, so I'm not sure what all these hardnesses are. I'm going to test, I'm going to keep testing, and we're going to see how long, once we've poured the resin in, I'm going to see how long it takes, because I don't want this to be totally hard before I pour the next layer. I want it to have that sort of in-between stage, so when I pour the next one it's got a good bond. So I'm going to see how long it takes to get to that nice tacky layer, then I'll see how long it takes to do for the full cure. So this is a test, so I'm going to write down some, you know what I'm like with my notes, and then we'll see how it goes, and we'll see if it does work and if it does cure faster, which in theory it should. I'm also going to test the temperature to see, make sure, and see what temperature we get up to, and make sure we don't have any issues with it overheating and things like that. Let's get going, this should be fun. Okay, so I turned it off after an hour because we were already, can you see, at the point where it feels hard, but if I was to push down, it would dent it. It's still flexible. I can touch it without it being sticky. It feels, if I do it very gently, it feels glassy, but it's not hard. So I'm at a point where I can pour the next layer. I didn't put any in here because these teeny bits, the resin was really thick. It took ages, a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. And it was too thick to go in here, and I was scared of spilling it and making a mess. So I'm going to try and very gently go over the top of here. It may not work, and little bits might go in there. I'm prepared for that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to very carefully, with a little brush, little teeny brush, I'm going to use my chameleon powders, and I'm going to go from one colour down through to the next. So I have picked, I love these powders, I've picked teal. Don't know how well they're going to stick, but we're going to try. And it's okay, because that's the whole point of the black background, apart from this centrepiece, which may end up. So I'm going to go from teal to blue and then to grape. And hopefully we should see a transition of blues to purples. We'll see. It has definitely worked so far. It has cut down the curing time massively. It would have took me several hours, at least 3-4 hours to get to this point. So I think it's cut the time down by a third. So let's carry on. Okay, so how did we do? I measured mine and I think I was sort of about 10 mils. I gave it the 3.5 hours so that I could see how we did, and I did some notes along the way. So for the first hour I measured the temperature, and after, let me look at my notes, after 10 minutes it was about 40 degrees. The mat, I don't know how far you can see, yes, sort of, so the out sort of towards the edge you sort of lost some of the temperature, but sort of in about an inch and a half in, that was your best temperature gauge. and that was after about 10 minutes we were up to about 40 degrees. The full temperature of the mat was about 50 degrees, and that was sort of from centre up to about 1.5 inches around, all the way around the edge. So that was, and the maximum, and the centre of the mat was sort of 50 to 53 degrees. So that was the maximum temperature. So after 25 minutes, we reached maximum temperature. But it was then it was very slightly warmer to this one end than it was to this end, but we were pretty even all the way around. I did turn the mould around just to make sure, in case there was any cooler spots, to make sure that we got an even cure. But I was actually really surprised. When we did the first layer, after an hour, I had a good non-tacky, I had a good, where I touched it and it was smooth and I could touch it without any stickiness, without any fingerprints, with anything. And that was after an hour. And then I did the second pour. So then when we did the next one, the next pour, after an hour, it was still sticky, it was still tacky. And then after an hour and a half, it wasn't sticky anymore. It was smooth, but I could still indent it. And then after 2 hours, it was smooth and not tacky at all. And then after the 3 hours, it wasn't even flexy anymore. And after the 3.5 hours, I didn't pick it up, but it looked cured. So I haven't picked it up, I haven't touched it. I've left it, as they said, to cool down. After 3.5 hours, we've cooled down now for about 30 to 40 minutes. I deliberately have not burst any bubbles. I haven't touched the surface at all because I wanted to see if the heat from the mat helped dissipate the bubbles. So we haven't got any major bubbles. We've got a couple of little teeny bubbles, but we haven't got any major bubbles in the resin. So I cannot believe that after 3.5 hours I'm going to attempt to unmould. Normally I would not touch my resin for at least, I wouldn't even attempt to come back anywhere near my resin, this resin, for 18 hours. I wouldn't even attempt to even lift a touch, come anywhere near my resin for 18 hours. And normally I would leave it for 24. So I cannot believe that I'm even going to touch it after 3.5 hours. Bearing in mind the first layer, so we're talking 4.5 hours for the bottom layer, 3.5 hours at the top, but the bottom layer was thin, it was decorative. So let's have a look and see. So it's solid. It's solid. There isn't any flecks. No. Look at that. Can you believe that? It's literally going to demold. You're kidding me. Can you? Now it's not a shiny, it's a matte mould. I'm just looking. I've not used this mould before. This is a brand new mould, so I'm just discovering the mould. But it's cool. You have to be kidding me. 3.5 hours. This has got to be some kind of... If I can do a resin piece, okay, this is a flat piece. It does say not to use on pieces. Where did we read it? Not to use for longer than 5 hours. And the thickness of up to 2... Oh yes, not to use over... Based on resin thicknesses of up to 20 mil. So And it did say somewhere not to use over, yes, do not exceed 2 centimetres in thickness. This is solid. I actually don't believe this. This is like, so deep pours are not, and like some 3D moulds and stuff. You have to be kidding me. So we've got a couple of little, and that's not because of the matte, it's because of the resin, like little tiny little air pockets and stuff, little tiny bubbles, but that's cool. I cannot bend this. This is totally cured. Look at my little rainbow. Well, it's not a rainbow, but it's like, look, those colours are lovely. It is flat. I mean, I could, if I really tried, this is totally cured. I'm absolutely gobsmacked. I did not expect these results at all. I did not expect. Come on, kitty, give me your eyes. I absolutely did not. No idea how this goes together, by the way. I just thought this would be a cute mould. I did not expect this to work this well. Kudos to you, Let's Resin. I did not expect in any way, shape or form for this to work in 3.5 hours. This is a game changer. What would normally take like 18 hours. You have to be kidding me. Look, it's so sweet. Look at that. I love it. So we had the teal, which has come out like green. Can you see? Then we had the blue. And then we had the grape. It's so pretty. And the little cat's eyes. Actually, it's got no colour, but they're picking up what's underneath. So I'm going to think about something. So, I love this. Right, so how do we put this together? This is amazing. This is a total game changer. This has worked absolutely fantastic. And my kitty is going to come and say hello. This is all turned off. This is all unplugged. And all the resin is cleaned and put away, but you're so naughty. Right, so how do we put this together? You go, so do you go in there like that? Oh, okay. You go in there like that. Like that, do you? And then you go in there like that. But then I have to push you in there because that doesn't look like you actually fit. You're supposed to fit. Hello, baby. Kitty, you can't see her, but she's here. Mummy can't see. Mummy can't see. There we go. Oh, look. Oh, it's so cute. Look. That's really sweet. Oh, I love it. Hello. Oh, look, it's like you. Okay, sweetums. So, I'm not so sure what all these little, like, you're going to knock Mummy's lamp over. I don't know what all these, like, little things are for. Right, so, Mummy's little kiddie shelf. And I'll go and find a candle in a second. This has been a huge success. This is absolutely phenomenal. within 3.5 hours, we have done what would normally take me overnight, a full day overnight. This is absolutely brilliant. I cannot believe I have had this and not used it. This is excellent. So I will leave a link. It's been a long time since I bought it, so I'll try and find the link from where I bought it, and I will leave it in the description box below for you. If any of you have had similar success, let me know in the comments below. I think this is absolutely fantastic. I will absolutely most definitely be using this for every project that is applicable in the future. Why would you not? This is absolutely unbelievable. And yeah, thank you ever so much for watching. Yeah, let me know if you've tried one of these. Let me know how you found it, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.